is up to all my Aquarius. So please make sure to get my book at Amazon. The link to that is in the description box below. If you'd like to get a personal reading because this reading resonated with you, my email address, Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com, as well as my website are in the description box below. I'm going to also post my Amazon link as well as my website link to the pinned comment in the comment section. So let's get into it for the Aquarius. Oh, by the way, the first 2 zodiac signs to give me at least 200 views, I will do those 2 zodiac signs first. If not, then I'll end up just doing the zodiac signs from Pisces to Aquarius. So you have the Tower, the Ace of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, the Hermit, the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, the King of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and last but not least, the 3 of Pentacles. So for you, Aquarius, right? The Tower, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords is a very interesting combination, because what it's showing me about you Aquarians is it's showing me that you Aquarians need to get certain things in order. There was a huge clearing of a relationship, and that the 2 of you ended up breaking up. And the Ace of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords is, if you're not already doing this, this means that you should be working on yourselves if you're not already doing it. Because the Ace of Pentacles, remember, Earth represents north. And as you can see, the dragon is going north. The dragon is going north. So what this represents here is that it represents how you should be taking this time to be in a situation for yourself where you're really making yourself a better Aquarius, you know. And the 7 of Pentacles denotes, yes, this isn't necessarily going to come easy to you, right? Aquarius is one of those zodiac signs where a lot of because it's ruled by Saturn, a lot of things isn't necessarily going to come easy to you, because Saturn is a malefic planet, Neptune is a malefic planet, Uranus is a malefic planet, Pluto is a malefic planet, and and Mars is a malefic planet. Why? Because those planets are blessings in disguise. It's blessings, but it's not in a very obvious and easygoing way. So for you Aquarius, it's showing that with the 7 of Swords, there was some things that you needed to work. Matter of fact, let's move on. The Hermit is also that too. There was some things that you needed to work on yourself about, that you're going to have to take an honest look on the inside with your own self enough to understand that you are the one that's in charge of what you are supposed to fix. Because you know that there was something about yourselves that you needed to fix. Because remember, the Hermit represents Virgo, right? And it's about improvement. But what the Hermit is showing is you may be a little bit misguided, because you may be a little bit too extreme on what needs to be fixed, when it could be something small that you need to fix. But with the Tower, it may mean that that's what caused the end of the relationship. So the Hermit is that you don't necessarily have to go to the extremes by being away from everybody, even though Aquarius and Pisces can be loners, right? So as a result, Capricorn can be a loner, right? So this, right, as well as Virgo. So this is about how it is that you are in a situation where you need to look over that, right? You need to pay attention to your own behavioralism. You need to also understand that you don't have to be such an isolationist. Isolate yourself from everybody around you whatsoever. Not even your friends can hang out with you, right? Even though sometimes Aquarius does need that. But what I'm saying is, don't go to the extreme with that, because you're closer to the answer of where the relationship went wrong in the first place. You're closer to that than what you think. It's right up underneath your nose. So the Ten of Pentacles is about, if you can learn to do that, you have essentially graduated to where now you're more well-rounded. Because every time, see, relationships are work too. Relationships are all about learning, whether it is that you're still in a relationship or you break up, right? Every time I got myself out of a relationship, I would literally review, still do to this day, I review the relationships to find out if I was the one that was tripping and where I could have did better. Now, if the relationship is short and I haven't necessarily done anything wrong per se, I will still review it to be able to know what a person who was coming at me, right, interacting with me, could have did better, so I can know what to look out for, if that makes sense. Now, the Five of Cups is that some of you Aquarius are gonna be thinking about this person, reflecting on this, just as I suggested. And that's a good thing, because the King of Swords represents you're looking at this situation much more maturely, in the sense of you're not going to be tripping out about what this relationship meant and how you ended. You're going to be looking at it from a mad scientist, so-called, because Aquarius represents the mad scientist. You're going to be looking at it from a mad scientist perspective, to be looking at it as to what you can understand about where you potentially and this person went wrong, so that this type of stuff doesn't necessarily happen to you again, right? See, a lot of times people make it seem like mistakes are not good things. No, mistakes are great things. Because my art teacher used to tell me, ever since I was small, ever since I was really, really young, right? Ever since I was a little one, my art teacher used to tell me, whatever mistake you have, take from the mistake and use that mistake to create your solution. That can mean a myriad of things. That can mean go with the flow and literally see your opportunity in it. Or it can also be more direct. It mean use this as an opportunity to learn from that point on and change the direction. It could mean a gang of different things, right? So why that's important in the first place is the King of Swords is you. King of Swords in itself, in a minor arcana, represents Aquarius. So it means that you're separating yourselves from your own emotionalism to be able to see what this can represent for you, and how you are supposed to learn from this relationship, so that the next time you go out there and hang out with other people, you have more game. You're better equipped to be able to be more, for lack of a better word, more fluid, right? Right? Be more of an air sign, much more versatile and atmospheric, and everywhere in that sense, where you don't have any kind of roadblocks. Now, the Two of Pentacles, right? The Two of Pentacles is that Two of Pentacles represents your readiness. If you can get past here, your readiness to go out and date. Now, remember what it is that I said. Take at least a month to breeze out, let those types of memories bubble up from the subconscious mind that you have with this person, so they can fade away, so that, you know, there's time for you to be able to detach, because you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you go and you speak to somebody, and then the next thing that you know, your subconscious is still bubbling up memories of the last person who you was kicking it with. And then you start talking about your exes all the time and whatnot to the person who you're supposed to be kicking it with now. That person is going to be like, stop talking about your ex, you know? And then things that you have the Queen of Wands. So you have the King and Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands represents how you need to also understand that, you know, you will see some form of opposition from people, because some people will still, Three of Pentacles, some people will still be out here playing games. The games don't necessarily stop just because you Aquarians are better well equipped to deal with it, and you know more directly what it is that you want. There's still going to be a lot of people out here playing games. There's still going to be people out here playing games. So you Aquarians have to understand, you need to create a better screening process. You need to create a better screening process so that you won't waste so much time when it comes to dealing with people. You'll be able to move on faster, because you will have an understanding of when if and when the red flags come to you, you will know what to look out for. You won't be wasting so much time getting to know people, giving them a fair shake, and then they turn out to be less evolved than you are, right? So let's clarify the Queen of Wands. Come here. Let's clarify the Queen of Wands. That's my cat. The Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. Okay, so you already did get the Hermit in this reading, but the Hermit, checking the time, the Hermit represents how, again, careful for being too much of a loner, right? That could end up being a bad thing for you. You should be your life should be balanced, where you get a little bit of hanging out by yourself, and if you have friends with more, which more than likely you would, considering that Aquarius is the zodiac sign of friendships, go and hang out with them. Go and hang out with your friends. The Knight of Pentacles represents, you know, you'll have more time to reflect on that later, but don't reflect so much on it to the point where it drives you up a wall. The Knight of Pentacles is that put your bids in. Meaning what? Talk to some people, get their numbers. You don't necessarily have to call them immediately and ask them if they want to kick it. You don't have to. You could be like, okay, and then, you know, chill for like a month and stuff like this, or just speak to them, you know, because sometimes I don't necessarily get people's or I should say, I don't necessarily give people my phone number immediately. Sometimes when it comes to me interacting with some of these people, right, I usually speak to them, and then sometimes I'm thinking to myself, you know, let me see if I see this person around in the neighborhood enough, and then maybe if I cross paths with them again, then I'll go ahead and give them my number. And the reason why it is that I do that is not necessarily, it's not because I'm scared to give them my number. What it is that I want to see if we'll actually cross paths again. Because sometimes it's good to kind of, like, see, you have to learn to be playful with it. Because sometimes it's good to kind of test to see, like, okay, I'm going to let you go and I'm going to see if you come back. And then maybe you may cross paths with the same person again, and you're like, you know what? Let me give this person my number. Because we keep interacting, we keep crossing this path, because sometimes you may meet one person forever. That's all you're gonna meet them. That's the capacity, that's the full capacity of how many times you're gonna meet them once in your life. You may live in the same city, you may never cross paths with that person ever again. The two of you just are not occupying the same spaces when the two of you are outside, going wherever it is that you're going. But then sometimes you may let the person know, you may let the person free, or you may not try to put in your bid immediately, and you see that person in your surroundings, or the two of you end up meeting again, and you're like, you know what? This is the spirit telling you, go ahead and holler at this person. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles represents. You don't necessarily have to give these people your number or get their number. You don't have to do that. You could just talk to them, have some fun flirting, without even necessarily getting into anyone or anything. But then the Ace of Cups now represents how this situation is, and you're gonna have a lot of people wanting to be around you because of the fact that you're so playful. So don't trip on that type of stuff. It is what it is, right? Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.